On his 126th birth anniversary, the fight to claim the legacy of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose is rife. One would hope that the legend would be celebrated, where the legacy, there wouldn't be any war to claim that legacy, but that's too much to ask for politics. But this is what transpired today. "76 years after his disappearance, on the 126th birth anniversary of January the 23rd. There is an all-out political war over the legacy of this man from West Bengal, who over years has acquired cult figure status, Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. Netaji today a politically emotive icon, his evocation an effective political tool. 1 year before the tectonic elections of 2024, Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose's legacy is not lost on anyone. But the war over the appropriation of that legacy continues to fuel the big political divide. While the BJP went all out to mark the birth anniversary of Netaji, in a first ever, the RSS organized a major event to pay homage to Netaji in Kolkata.
जेल में गए, देश से बाहर जाना पड़ा, सेना बनाकर लड़ना पड़ा, सारा जीवन एक अग्निगर्भ तपस्या है और ये तपस्या हंसते हंसते उन्होंने पार की, देश के लिए की। देश के लिए किसी भी प्रकार का साहस अपने प्राणों की तबाह न करते हुए करना, उन्हीं का जीवन उसका आदर्श है।
This despite Bose's daughter describing him as a leftist who was poles apart from the RSS ideology.
Netaji, in all his work in life, outed himself as a socialist leader. And I think the RSS certainly, according to my information, is in a different political sphere. And even though I can respect that all parties and members of all parties want to pay their respects to Netaji for what he has sacrificed for the country, I certainly do not see an overlap between important parts of the political agenda.
The Bose extended family was split on RSS's tribute to the founder of Azad Hind Fauj. Netaji's nephew Ardhindu Bose attended the RSS event, slamming his daughter. However, his grandnephew CK Bose, who was at the event of the West Bengal Chief Minister, not only supported his daughter, but made it clear that RSS ideology and that of Netaji's was poles apart.
RSS always, the Satsang Chalaji and the members of the RSS have always had a lot of respect for Netaji. And I think she has been misled by some members of my family.
Okay.
I don't think she knows anything.
Now, RSS follows, I think, the ideology of Hindu Mahasabha. Either you shun the communal leaders that you have been following and accept Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose's inclusive secular ideology.
The fact that the cult of Netaji is all pervasive is all but obvious. But the fact that either sides of the political divide view him as a champion of their ideology is also clear. While the RSS held a Netaji memorial in Kolkata, the West Bengal government and Mamta Ji held a parallel one.
সবাইকে বলবো, শুধু 26শে জানুয়ারি পতাকা তুলে তাদের কথা মনে করলেই হবে না। যে কোনো অকেশনে 75% আপনি গান অন্য গান, 25% স্বাধীন ভারতের যে সংগ্রাম, স্বাধীন ভারতের যে ইতিহাস, সেই ইতিহাসকে বিকৃত না করে আমরা যেন সঠিক ইতিহাসকে মানুষের কাছে তুলে ধরতে পারি।
The history, the legacy, and the politics of Netaji has been complex. To decode it to suit the current political dynamics would be unfair. Maybe to pay obeisance to the legend without claiming the legacy. But is that even possible in politics? Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, viewers, I want to bring in our panelists this evening. I have Ratan Sharda, he's an author and an analyst. I have Chandra Kumar Bose, he is Subhas Chandra Bose's grand-nephew. He also is a part of the Bharatiya Janata Party. I have Biswajit Deb, spokesperson, the TMC. Chandra Kumar Bose, I'd want to begin with you, sir. It's interesting because there's a dichotomy that you represent here. You come from the Bharatiya Janata Party, but are very, very staunch in your views that Netaji's ideology never concurred to that of the RSS's. Why do you say that?
Well, my association with the Bharatiya Janata Party is because I admire the leadership of Narendra Modi ji. I find him a very inclusive leader. You see, Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose's ideology, he himself has stated in his own writings. Netaji had very clearly stated during the freedom movement that the Hindu Mahasabha and the Muslim League, nothing can be expected from them for the freedom movement of our country. Netaji certainly was a devout Hindu. He was a Ma Kali Bhakt. He used to go to the Dakshineshwar temple. But Netaji was the only leader till date who refused to use religious symbols for political purposes. So any political party who is using religious symbols for politics, Netaji would vehemently oppose such a political outfit. Netaji was not a Hindu nationalist. Netaji was a Bharatiya nationalist. In his Indian National Army, he could unite all communities as Bharatiyas. I think this concept of being a Bharatiya was first spread and practiced by Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. You know, in his Azad Hind Fauj, 60,000 soldiers were there. There was not a single Hindu, not a single Muslim, Sikh, Christian, Buddha or Jain. Then who were these 60,000 soldiers? They were all Bharatiyas. So this is the concept, and I feel today across the country we see divisive politics, communal politics, vote bank politics. Netaji would have never tolerated such politics. So in order to save our nation, in order to protect our constitution, uphold our constitution, the only path is to follow Netaji's inclusive secular ideology. If RSS is willing to follow that, we welcome it. Today, if Mohan Bhagwat ji, he is a very tall leader. RSS does lot of good social work. I am aware of it. But are they going to follow Netaji's secularism, Netaji's inclusive ideology of uniting all communities? No Hindu-Muslim business will be tolerated by Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose.
Mr. Bose, stay on with me. I want to bring in Ratan Sharda. He's an author and an analyst. He knows the workings of the RSS also very closely. And Mr. Sharda, you know, that's the question. It's not that that the RSS has yearly celebrated or commemorated or marked the birth anniversary of Subhas Chandra Bose. You know, always welcome to start doing so. But why is a question that many ask today, especially when the man you celebrate in terms of pure ideology, and there are so many examples. Mr. Bose gave us some. I have a full, a whole listicle of the examples which completely, at least ideology-wise, flies opposite to what the RSS ideology is.
Well, first of all, I'm really sad that any wonderful golden movement of the nation is divided on caste lines, on religious lines, on political lines. And rather than celebrating that Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose was not given his due for 70 years till Modi ji and BJP came in power, we have been quibbling about small things. We will make every icon into a regional icon, a linguistic icon, a caste icon. That is not the way RSS looks at it. For RSS, a national icon is national icon, whether you agree with everything him or her or not. But if they are good for the nation, we respect them. Subhash Chandra Bose's name appears in the morning prayer of RSS since 1940s when it was made. To say that RSS is remembering me today is for the people who don't know anything about RSS. Secondly, in 1940, Netaji came to Dr. Hedgewar to meet him in Nagpur. He was very, very sick on his deathbed. Unfortunately, he was semi-conscious at that time. Netaji, paid his respect and went away. That is recorded by the local people, by their memories. Are these people going to deny that also? And have for 70 years, what stopped secular forces, the communist people who are together today to celebrate Netaji's, whether it is canopy under which Netaji's statue comes up, whether it's Andaman Islands, whichever way, whether the files, could anybody bring the files on the table? Could anybody have Netaji anywhere given due respect in the entire national scenario of the freedom struggle? No, it was BJP, Modi, and RSS who kept it alive. So having
But
said
Mr.
that, now
Sharda,
to
for
say,
70 years, this is, I just want to
let me complete.
Complete,
No,
sir.
no, please, let me complete. My question is, are freedom fighters, were they fighting ideological battles? No. Congress had communist people, leftist people, they had Hindu Mahatma people, everybody was in the Congress. Did they say Subhash Chandra, if Bhagat Singh Bose is taken as a leftist, wasn't he distributing Savarkar's books? And have these people disowned communists who called Netaji the worst names, the horrible names, what not, even to put very simply, Naji Stooge, have they taken back that particular point of view? Have other parties of liberal, so-called secular group have ever said communists must disown the statement? It has not been disowned. So today, to say when somebody is paying a due respect without falling into ideological pitfalls, these people are creeping. I don't know what is this kind
But
of
Mr. Sharda, as I bring
reaching.
in, right, so as I bring in the TMC spokesperson, I want to ask you, for 70 years you said many political parties did nothing, and there could be merit in that, but for 70 years neither did the RSS publicly hold a function to honor Subhash Chandra Bose. This is the first time, and correct me if I'm wrong, sir.
You're asking me?
Yes, sir, I am asking.
Yes, you're wrong, because RSS doesn't publicize every function it does. We have had regular talks on Netaji for long years.
Sir, I said publicly, that was I said, a huge public function like we saw today.
It's part of its morning prayer, madam, right from Gandhi, Subhash Chandra Bose, everybody, right from ancient to new kings.
But the fact is, this is the first time that they've done it.
Pray for them every day.
Sir, this is the first time they've done it on a scale like this in Kolkata.
Because profile of RSS is changing, RSS is becoming more and more public, more and more public face, more and more social face. So it has to do many things which people today find necessary.
Okay, so the profile of the RSS is changing.
Down the RSS to the level of Congress. RSS is not interested in party politics.
Okay, Bishwajit Deb, the fact is, the RSS is doing it, even if it's a first. What's the big deal? It's about honoring our icons, our legends, and that's that. Why read politics into that? The other question, there were a lot of political parties, including yours, who could have, evoked Netaji earlier. And there is merit in the fact with what Mr. Sharda said, that who classified the declassified the Netaji files, it was the Bharatiya Janata Party. If there is a statue of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose right in middle of central Delhi, well, it is the Bharatiya Janata Party who's done so. So you've got to give them merit for where it's due.
Well, it was first Mamata Banerjee who declassified the files of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose in West Bengal. Now, as far as Netaji is concerned, I can tell you that RSS, BJP and Netaji cannot be placed in the same platform, because Netaji didn't believe, never believed in their ideology. Their ideology and their politics is a politics of communal politics. So Netaji's politics was every time, for all time it was united, to give a united India and to give a united society. We have never seen that BJP has ever looked for a united society. You see in their cabinet, they don't have any Muslim minister, you can see. And first of all, you would like to see that why they are not bringing the remains of Netaji from Japan. It is regularly being demanded by the daughter of Netaji. But till date, they have not been able to bring the remains of Netaji from Japan. I would like to again repeat that they are encashing, because of the 2024 election, they are trying to encash Netaji politically. This is not expected from a political party, because Netaji is our leader. Netaji is our pride. And now they are trying to encash upon Netaji, and they are trying to say, because you see, the politics of communalism have never been supported by Netaji, and therefore I would like to say that Netaji Subhas Bose cannot be placed in the same platform with BJP and RSS.
All right, I want to cut across to Chandra Bose as well. Mr. Bose, you know, once again, like I said, you come from the BJP, but there is a stark difference in your ideology, at least on where you feel, you know, the legacy of Mr. Bose stands. But my question, is there a division where, you know, the family of Netaji is concerned? Because it's not just the legacy that is being politicized, but also it seems the family of Netaji that is being politicized, where one half of you attend a function of the RSS, espouse, you know, the fact that Netaji and the RSS were always together. Then there's this other side, including you and the daughter of Netaji, who turns around and says that they're poles apart.
Well, family members, whoever can attend any celebration. And as I say, Netaji belongs to the nation. Netaji's birthday can be celebrated by RSS, by Hindu Mahasabha, by BJP, by the Trinamool Congress, by any political forum or organization, because he belongs to the nation. But following his ideology is something different. I would like to state what Ratan Sharda ji stated is absolutely correct. Narendra Modi ji took the initiative to respect Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. It was his idea. We formed a museum, was established inside the Red Fort, where the INA barracks were there, where the INA trials were held. Then Netaji's statue was unveiled at a very prominent location in Delhi in front of India Gate. Then the declassification of Netaji files. In fact, from the open platform for Netaji and the Bose family members, we submitted a proposal to the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji to declassify the files. And it is only after the files were declassified, the proof has come that Netaji sacrificed his life on the 18th of August 1945. The credit entirely goes to the NDA government under the leadership of Narendra Modi ji. Yes, Mamata Banerjee has also declassified the IB files which were there in Calcutta in September 2015. We must give her the credit as well. But Modi ji at a national level took the initiative to release all the files. But then, you know, the personality, the gigantic personality of Subhash Chandra Bose cannot be restricted within the four walls of a museum. He cannot really be respected by unveiling his statue. He can only be respected by following his principles and secular inclusive ideology. And that is not only to respect Netaji, that is the only path to save this nation from disintegration. We see across the country divisive politics, communalism, vote bank politics. We need to fight. And I'm sure BJP,
Mr. Bose, fair enough.
under the leadership of Modi ji, will come forward
Netaji as the man, but in spirit.
On Netaji's ideology.
Right. Mr. Deb, you wanted to come in quickly, 30 seconds, sir, and now go to Mr. Ratan Sharda. Go ahead, Mr. Deb.
Yes, yes. I would like to say that till date, the Narendra Modi government has not been able to declare 23rd January as a national holiday. It has been a repeated request from all political parties, and especially from Trinamool Congress and Mamata Banerjee. But till date, they have not been able to show this minimum respect to Netaji. Now, they are talking about Netaji now.
I want to bring in...
It's just because 2024 elections are knocking at the door.
So that could be said for every party. You know, they're suddenly remembering Netaji wanting 23rd January to be a national holiday. But that aside, politics aside, but Ratan Sharda, when we're talking about...
Not at all. It is not applicable. It is not applicable for All India Trinamool Congress.
Okay, sir.
All India Trinamool Congress, it is not applicable for All India Trinamool Congress.
All right, sir. Ratan Sharda, I want to pull you in. When we talk about away from the politics, when we're talking about the ideology. And, you know, there are many reasons. Because where the RSS comes into question, there will be questions that have been raised by, you know, a BJP man himself and the grandnephew. Chandra Kumar Bose is on the same show as you, and he's detailed few instances. And I'll detail, you know, a few others. The sheer fact that the man that, you know, today was celebrated, and he should be, by the RSS, was the same man who refused to end his speeches with Bharat Mata Ki Jai or Vande Mataram. It was Inqilab Zindabad. Refused to enter temples that were discriminatory. So many other examples. You know, went ahead, appointed 25 Muslims out of 33 vacancies when it came down to the Calcutta Corporation as remedial action is what he says, because he's thought, in his view, that undue favors were being given to Hindus. Now, the same man in terms of ideology, does it concur with the RSS, Mr. Sharda?
See, first of all, Netaji is bigger than all other leaders. We agree that. So, is anybody putting him on the same platform? No, he's too big to be put on any platform in comparison to any Modi ji or RSS or BJP. We all agree. So, where is the crib? Secondly, Narendra Modi is an RSS man. He finally gave some due space to Netaji, which he deserved. So, at least show some respect for that part. And regarding his ashes coming to India, my dear friends, for 7 decades it happened. Nobody can question that. So today, because something is done, even that will happen. But to keep on claiming what is not done rather than saying what it is done, and from spying on Netaji's family to INA people in the parade after 75 years on the Republic Day parade, is that a big change? Is not that respect of the freedom fighters? And as I said, I am again saying, did the people who follow Gandhiji and pray Gandhiji, do they follow Gandhiji in every aspect? The people who have been deifying Mr. Nehru, are they following what Mr. Nehru said or did for the Congress or the nation? No. And a personality, as it is, we respect whatever the greatness of personality.
Fair
but
enough.
everybody can have a little different viewpoint. That doesn't stop me from respecting. I talked about Madan Malviya, I talked about Lala Lajpat Rai, or you can talk of any leader. As I said, communist also.
Okay.
So it doesn't mean that if you respect the leader, I must follow it.
Okay, so let's end. Okay, sir, let's end with that, and I would reckon all of us would agree. No harm in celebrating. Rather, it's a great thing. Celebrate the legend, and try not to appropriate the legacy. Let the people decide. With that, I appreciate all three of you for joining us. Thank you. Appreciate it. Up next is Rahul Kamal.
Snakes in the backyard sting Pakistan. After economic crisis, Islamabad faces security challenges. The Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan's return to acts of terror, extortion and hostage-taking is turning the clock back for Pakistan by a decade. On 2nd January, there was an angry exchange of words, indicative of how placing Taliban in power in Kabul has gone wrong for those at the wheel in Pakistan. Pakistan's Interior Minister Rana Sanaullah spoke about attacking Tehreek-e-Taliban hideouts in Afghanistan. In reaction, Ahmad Yasir, a Taliban leader, put out an image of Pakistan's defeat at India's hands in 1971, warning Islamabad of a repeat if Pakistan attacks Afghanistan. Pakistan Defence Minister has alleged that Afghanistan's soil is being used by armed groups to launch attacks, triggering a sharp response from the Taliban government, who called the charge incorrect. The Tehreek-e-Taliban has issued threats to the Shehbaz Sharif government, accusing it working for the Americans. It has asked PM Shehbaz Sharif and Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto to review their policy against them. Ever since the Taliban got a hold on Afghanistan, Pakistan has witnessed a sharp rise in terrorism incidents. TTP was involved in 2007 assassination of Benazir Bhutto, 2009 attack on Pakistan Army headquarters, 2008 bombing Marriott Hotel in Islamabad, 2012 attack on Nobel laureate Malaya Yousafzai, 2014 attack on Peshawar school. Pakistan, which nurtured the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan to use it as proxy force in Afghanistan and India, is now getting a taste of its own medicine. Bureau Report, India Today.
लिए नहीं पूछता देश ने उसके लिए क्या किया, पूछता है वो देश के लिए क्या कर सकता है.
Pathaan is hitting theatres and the controversy surrounding the film refuses to die down. This time it was Guwahati which witnessed protests against the Shah Rukh Khan starrer Pathaan. Following which King Khan himself dialed Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, calling him up at 2 a.m. on Sunday, expressing concern over the violence. Assam Chief Minister assured Shah Rukh Khan that the state government will ensure no such out-toward incident takes place during the screening of his film Pathaan. Himanta's assurance to SRK comes a day after he had curtly asked who Shah Rukh Khan was, and adding that he is not going to watch Pathaan.
শাহরুখ খান কোন? আমি কিয় চিন্তা কৰো আমাৰ ইয়াত কত শাহৰুখ খান আছে? মই নাজানো এইবিলাক, মইতো নাজানো এইবিলাক চাব. আপুনি ধুনীয়াকৈ চাই আহক, you will get full security.
Several Hindutva groups have taken to the streets in protest against the film, which has been facing flack since the song Besharam Rang was released, calling it insult to saffron.
दिनों से हम लोग यहाँ पर नहीं आए हैं, आप लोगों से मुखातिब नहीं हो.
While SRK had himself warned against possible backlash against his movie, Bollywood has been pleading for end to boycott calls.
The collective narrative of our times is shaped by social media. And contrary to the belief that the spread of social media will affect cinema negatively, I believe cinema has an even more important role to play now.
Audience को वापस थिएटर्स में बुलाना बहुत बहुत जरूरी है. ये एक हैशटैग जो चल रहा है, हैशटैग बॉयकॉट बॉलीवुड, आपके कहने से ही ये रुक भी सकता है.
निरंतर हो रहे ये
Prime Minister Modi had himself cautioned the BJP against unnecessary remarks against movies. Bureau Report, India Today.
Presented by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, Growing Legacies. Co-presented by Century Ply, Aag Se Bachaye. Co-presented by Macho Hint, Fashion Bade Aaram Se. Co-powered by Samsonite, tested like Samsonite. Indian Oil, Pehle Indian, Phir Oil.
Hello and welcome. You're watching the news track. I'm Rahul Kanwal. Tech companies across the world announce major layoffs. How deep and dark will this tech winter be? Some of the biggest names in the world of Indian information technology will be joining me exclusively on the news track tonight.
Tech winter ahead. Jobs evaporate. Mass layoffs even with big profits. Amazon, Google, Microsoft on firing spree. So many sagged. Who will build AI? Uncertainty for Indian techies too. Decoding big tech's layoff season.
On the news track tonight, Rishad Premji of Wipro, Roshni Nadar of HCL Tech, Baiju Ravindran from Baiju, and Vijay Shekhar Sharma from Paytm. Four of the biggest names in the world of Indian IT will be talking to us about their outlook for the Indian tech sector in 2023. How deep and dark could this tech winter be? Find out on the news track. Let's get started with that big story coming out of Silicon Valley, where tech major Google announced 12,000 plus layoffs. This on the back of Microsoft's announcement just last week, causing shock and sending ripples across the tech world, including a big backlash against the likes of Sundar Pichai and Satya Nadella for the manner